January the 2nd, 2022. I want to thank everybody who followed us last year and everything, and we thought this year we'd start out right from day one. Anybody who's planning to go snowboarding and stuff, let's just talk about what you shouldn't do and what you should do. So one thing you have to consider is wherever you're living, you're probably leaving from a sea level point place up into altitude, a mountain, a hill, or whatever, East Coast, whatever, across the world, all the way up to 12,000 feet in Colorado and stuff like that. So you're going to raise in altitude. What that means to you is the temperature is going to drop and you're going to find yourself colder than when you left the house. So let's get right into some of the basic gear. Wear socks. No cotton socks. A wool type sock. Something that comes up the calf. It comes up fairly high. So that's the feet, in the feet area. So in the area of the foot, you want to have kind of a wool sock. No cotton socks. No cotton socks. Not two pairs of socks. One good pair of socks, relatively thick. Don't load the kids up with lots and lots of socks. It's too much on them. The other things that are critically important going up in the mountain would be a set of goggles. Goggles are a necessary thing because the reflection from the snow is hard on the eyeballs itself. But if it's snowing and the wind is blowing, anything, the kids' eyes will be blinking. It hurts. Snowflakes in the eye are beautiful to watch on TV, but they hurt hitting the eyeballs. So a pair of goggles will be a wise thing for everybody to have. You don't want to spend a lot of money, go to the sports shop, get a single layer thing, just enough to protect. Sunglasses, they'll work, but you got all the spaces below them and around them for the snow to get through. That's not so great either. For wind protection and stuff, a balaclava or a gaiter around the neck, which can be worn in combination of things. I'll show you that real quick. Throw my gaiter on, and I have to use this when the temperatures are dropping down into the teens. So I can wear it kind of around the shin. I can pull it up a little bit and slide it back on the head. Pull it up over the nose area like that. Put my goggles on. I have everything covered. I can also add a beanie, which is a good idea to have a hat on top of that. 25% of your warmth, your body heat, is lost through the head. So a nice hat, skull cap, pull down on it. That should fit into most of your goggles. So your goggles will be in that area there, and this area here, and covered. My mouth would be exposed. I could pull this back up. You get your helmets from your rental shop, etc., and they work just fine. Make sure you can get that on top of the beanie because everybody's head needs to be warm. So we got the head, we got that. I started out also wearing a lot of protective gear. I use this 686 knee pad on my knees because getting up and falling down, a lot of times I fell onto the knees, sitting on the snow to get up. I got up on the knees, and knee pads aren't a bad thing. Elbow pads aren't a bad thing. And if you skateboard or anything, a wrist pad, not a wrist pad, but a wrist guard to keep the wrist from hinging back too far. You put your hands down there at the wrong time is a wise thing to do. Now, as Ted and I got a little bit older, we started to wear other protective gear. For us, we kind of wear this knee brace that wraps around and kind of moves with the knee as a skeletal assistance down there. If you can see my pants here, I'll stand up. They're tights, but they're extraskeletal, meaning they follow the muscle lines and stuff, and they're a winter weight, and they help me with the bending and everything. You don't have to do that, but a nice pair of long johns and the sock is the only thing that should be available to go into the boot. Putting Levi's on to keep warm, not a good deal. Putting pants that go too far down the leg and you try to stuff them all in the boot, not a good deal. The only two things should go in the boot. That would be your leggings and your socks. Don't put other materials in there, pull them all up, because you'll end up getting folded materials down there and you'll get creases in them and you'll get a blister possibly from the rubbing on your legs. Good pair of pants would be obviously ski pants snowboard pants, something that's a little bit baggy, extra, and water repellent. So water repellent. Upper body. What do I do with the upper body? Same thing you guys would do. I wear a winter weight turtleneck that zips up. And a lot of times, because I'm fortunate to have traveled, I would wear a nice wool sweater. This particular one is a Norwegian sweater. It's wool. It is heavy, but it is warm. And so I like the warmth of the upper body. Coming across, I happen to wear a puffy type jacket with a hood because it's extremely light, and the hood can go over my head. When it's dry, if it's wet outside, I need another layer on top of that puffy. So on top of that puffy, I would turn around and shake and wear this particular one is a Helly Hansen, which is basically a jacket for working around water, so it repels water very well. Another thing that I happen to have on mine is a whistle, because should I fall down in the snow somewhere and be kind of under the snow, you can only hear my voice so long, I can only yell so long. I can blow this whistle and get a lot more attention, particularly those people out there who go off track and leave the groomed areas. This could save your life. Now, I didn't show the gloves and everything, but I'm not a big fan of gloves because I'm older and kids. But gloves are good around, I don't know, 24 degrees, 32 and up, 24 degrees and up. Once it gets below 24 degrees, I wear mittens. I do not wear gloves. Mittens are far warmer because you can take your hands inside the mittens, pull all your fingers back, put your thumb inside your fingers, keep them rubbing together while you're sitting out there cold and keep that motion going, and then open them up and you're good. Once you have gloves on, everything is slid in. Now you can pull your fingers out of the gloves, pull them back and get that in there. That's just an inside trip. Of course, tip, you could also wear gloves with hand warmers in them or mittens, the ones you squeeze. So you can buy those too. So prepare yourself for colder weather, no matter what day you go up, because you're not used to it, you haven't been in it. And here in North Idaho, our weather is basically at 24 degrees. It's actually, we consider it warm because our humidities are low. So this is a starting point. Dress properly. Think about what you're going to do, how you're going to protect yourself, protect your eyes, protect your face, protect your wrist, and be safe out there. We'll come back to you guys with more as we get into other areas of snowboarding.